All right, I think we're ready to get started now. Let's see here. Doing a sound check. Sound check, sound check. All right. And here we go. All right, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the pre-market pulse scan. This pre-market pulse scan is for trading on Thursday, May the 11th, 2017. The time is around 7:30 now, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try to make this quick, but try to go over a lot of things in the process. It's been a very busy week for me personally, a lot of things going on here. So I haven't had time to do what I wanted to do. So let's go ahead and knock some of this out. All right, starting with the overnight markets, somewhat tame. The markets have been really quiet, as you know, very tight trading ranges, very low volatility, just not a lot going on, even though volumes have really not dropped off. The volumes in a lot of these share prices are the same, but just not a lot of volatility. Very interesting times we're in with the markets. Looking at the bond futures, ticker symbol ZB, we are maintaining that 150 handle here. We're 150.17 now. So we're oscillating between 150 and 151 respectively. Let's see here. In addition to that, going down to the Dow futures, down 19 points at 20,874. Once again, having a hard time with 21,000, which means the market is probably going to crash right through there like a rocket taking off and pretty much jump through the 21 handle. Probably won't even stay there long. They'll probably just best it and just skyrocket right to 22. The more times you test the resistance or support area when those breaks do come, they're usually quite substantial. Looking at the NASDAQ 100, down 10.5 points at 56.65. Crude oil right now is at $47.92.5, up 60 cents. Dollar index 99.65. You know, it's toying with the 99.98 level. Gold futures 1221.90, up $3. Silver is up 13 cents at $16.34.5. And natural gas, drum roll please, we are at the highs of the session at $3.00. I wonder who called that. Moving right along. Okay. Let's do some, let's look at some charts. All right, first of all, looking at the gold, on the daily chart, we still have not been able to get above our price momentum. So price momentum is still negative. It's still weak. All right. Bears are still in control of this market for the time being. However, it does look like we're building a support for a bounce so that this market can ride those ramps that are here. So I would not look for additional selling on this situation. Doesn't mean it can't happen, just saying that it's looking like it's basing out a bit and could possibly, without warning, just get up and go. We will know that because looking at it for today's perspective, our acceleration point is going to be at 12.2630. All right, so if we close about 12.2630 today, that's going to open the door for a run back up toward the 12.38 handle. All right, so you're going to want to watch that. If you're short, you're going to want to look to tighten that up, just in case that that does happen. On a weekly time frame, we touched the bottom of the Kumo cloud and have quickly reversed from that. All right, so it looks like the Kumo cloud base is acting as a strong support, and that's going to be support around the 12.12 area that I was telling you about. You got 1212 to 1209. It's like a little air pocket there. So far it's holding up to be a good support. We'll see what happens. There's a wide consolidation base at this point, and it looks like it's several weeks out. Technically speaking, for the next 2 months, gold could find itself in this weekly Kumo cloud. All right, so any price action inside this cloud, as you know, doesn't really matter. It matters what happens outside the cloud, either top side or bottom side. So I wouldn't get too excited. It looks like we're just going to consolidate for the next 2 months in this gold. You'll have some interesting bars along the way, but just keep in mind that this is all happening, all taking place inside of the Kumo cloud. All right, let's go to silver. Okay, looking at silver, let's get this pulled up here. Silver right now is already ahead of gold now. Silver led the way on the slide as we continue to crash and burn. Silver led the way down. Now it's leading the way back up. So far, we got green on the screen on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, it's already at that running towards the momentum line here. Our acceleration price point is $16.34, and that's exactly where we are right now. If we close above here today, that opens the door for a run and a crash through 1645, 1650. All right, and so our next target is going to be around 1695. So we'll say back up toward the $17 handle and then 1740 respectively. So silver looks to be in play on the long side already. It's leading gold right now. Gold is now weaker than silver when silver was the weakest along the way. Now it's gold that's catching up on the downside, and then hopefully we'll get a reverse here. Let's look at natural gas. All right, on the natural gas front, we got, all right, it's respecting the ramps on the weekly chart. These ramps look beautiful, and it's respecting it. It's breaking out, and that's what it looks like. It looks like we're going to make a run toward that 335. A close above that opens that door for a nice 15-cent run to 350. So that is still our initial target. As long as this market stays above 325 on a daily chart, a lot of pent-up energy and bullish momentum will remain intact in natural gas. Taking a look at oil. Oil has been trying to build something momentum-wise from the bounce from the lows. We did bounce from a low of 43.65 in this oil, and now currently speaking, we got as high as 48.15. All right, so that's a $5 trading range in the last 5 trading sessions if we include today. So that's an average of $1 a day, $1 move topside per day. So is this going to end? Well, right now we're at $48.20, let's say 27 cents is resistance. All right, that's where we are. We're bumping up against resistance, having a hard time with that. If this market can close above $48.27 today, it should open the door for a run to 49, we'll say around 49.80-ish, somewhere around there. So that's looking good. I think we should be able to do that. All right, let's look at this this dollar now. See what's going on with the dollar. All right, looking at the dollar here. The dollar is really powering up on the weekly chart. It's already busted through that price inflection point of 99.46. As long as it closes above 99.46, that opens the door for a run back to par and really above par. This market is set to do that. The next stop, top side right now, is going to be just above par. On the daily chart, your next intraday resistance is at 99.94. So this one is on a tear right now. Out of the last 5 trading sessions, we've had 4. This will be the 4th up day if we close up today out of 5 trading sessions. So that's quite a nice move off the lows. Bitcoin is continuing to impress, trading above the 1800 level, and we did get a spike to 265 on the GBTC Bitcoin ETF, which is also on fire, but it pulled back and closed near the lows of the range yesterday. So this is interesting. That means you're probably going to get a gap since Bitcoin was up powerfully overnight. And it probably will get back up and test that 265, or at least, yeah, I don't know if it'll best it, but it'll get back up toward that. And, you know, truth be told, you do have a pointer established on the weekly and daily chart, and you know how that plays out. So as long as this can close above 207 today, the bullish momentum remains intact. On the weekly basis, you just need a close above 168.85 to maintain the bull market situation. All right, let's take a look now. Let's do a little bit in the day chart analysis. Let's start off with the GDX. All right, and with the GDX, you had an explosive move, okay, here. Yesterday, it finished off at 2193. Keep in mind, this market's coming off of a 2089 low, so it is trying to do what it's trying to do. It needs to close today, though, above 2163 to maintain bullish momentum. A close below that would lose it. On the weekly, we have not gotten back up there yet. We need to close above 2235. That's the price inflection point for the GDX. If we can do that, the next stop is 2296. So you're looking at about a buck upwind if it can get there. So a buck from here is what we're looking at. GDXJ. Let's see what you got on the table for this one. GDXJ, let's see, it needs to close above 3057. That will lock in this bullish momentum and give us a run. Initial target's 3219. And if momentum can really get going, the next target's 3448. On the weekly chart, though, we do need to get a close above 3259 to put it into the downtrend. All right, that's where we are. I do not think you're going to see that within the next 2 days. That's just me. You never know, though. Can't always count a market out, but that's just what we're looking at for right now. All right, let's take a look at dry ships. Dry ships has been just reverse splitting all over the place. I have no idea what the new price is going to be. Let's see here in the pre-market. All right, pre-market says $7. No, yeah, $7. So this market's being repriced to $7. So basically, they've taken your shares down to like nothing. You'll be lucky if you walk away with 10 shares of this thing after this split, or maybe 5 shares, 2 shares. Who knows? It's going to be weird. It's going to be whack. But hey, it's $7 stock now. So we'll have to see what happens. All right. Well, we'll need at least a day or two of trading, and then we'll have to recalibrate. Hopefully the exchange will do what they need to do with the data to make that possible. So far, it's not, because looking at the daily chart, as you can see here, you know, if you take into account all the splits along the way, Technically speaking, we've fallen from $5,704.35 a share all the way down to where we were yesterday at 96 cents a share, which is just absolutely Guinness Book of World Record type territory. Okay. So yeah, this is an apocalyptic thing, but as you can see, it has enormous potential to do supernatural price moves. That's why we have a few shares in the back pocket. So we'll see. Will this be the split to help this thing get going? Out of the 155 million other splits prior to this in this stock, I don't know. But it's interesting, and we'll have to see how it plays out. Knick Knack Paddywhack has had a lot of news going on, ticker symbol NAK. Tried to get a little something going here prior day, but you can see it looks like the machines got in here and started being active. We have almost 27 million shares to jump off yesterday. That's some high frequency trading right there. Sorry. Those are machines, baby. Pushing a stock around like that. Look at the wick on that thing. 231 top side, 164 bottom side. Yeah, the machines had a field day. You figure we had approximately just under 11 million more shares as far as trade volume than the day prior. That's a lot of price moving around. All right. Now let's evaluate though. Let's take a look at what we got. What do we got? On a weekly chart, you can see we have these just incredible staircase ramps, steep ramps that could catapult this stock based on the velocity of these ramps. You're looking at $5 to $9, maybe even $10 price target on this stock. However, on the daily chart, we are in a very wide Kumo cloud. Very wide. It's almost a buck wide. All right, it's about 80 cents. For this stock, that's a lot. So you're going to have a lot of just movement around here into this stock and get out of this Kumo cloud. It's going to need to get out the cloud before we can even have a clue of what is possible. I think $9 is definitely doable, but it's going to take a close above 225 on the daily chart for us to get out of this Kumo cloud. All right. And it could fall as low as $1.35 and still be inside the Kumo cloud. So this thing is just another wild card. It's going to take a lot here. You see, they tried to push it around yesterday, and it's just one of those stories that you just got to watch and see what's possible. Okay, alarming news now. Looking at the alarming aspect of charts, and the one that we're going to look at in our Illuminati index is ticker symbol HACK. It is on and popping on the weekly chart and on the daily chart. Is a cyber attack coming? Is some type of national security threat on the move? Now, as traders, you love to see stocks that you're in move. That's what you want. That's what we're here for at the end of the day. You want to see price movement. You want to see something happen. That's just what it is. You want to get into a situation where you're able to make some coins. All right. And why would you buy a stock if it's not going to make you some coins? You're not giving to charity. It's not charity. If it was charity, then you would be giving it to a nonprofit organization. Stocks are not nonprofit organizations. Therefore, if they don't make us any money, then what is the point? So with that being said, we want to know, where is our money? All right. So let's see if we can find it. looking at this industrial situation here. We got our military, pharmaceutical, you name it, on and on and on, industrial complexes. Well, this one is alarming because it is on and popping and it tracks national security, cyber threat situations. And we have been having a rash of big time cyber news, cyber situations happening. All right. So whether it be some group like Anonymous or whom or whatever, we've seen an increase in hacks. And as long as the mainstream media keeps the lie afloat that Russia hacked our US elections, on a global scale, there's nothing bigger than that. That technically is the largest, most biggest, gigantic, enormous, incredible Guinness Book of World Records cyber situation in history to hack a major superpower like the US and hack their elections, and not just hack the elections, but to determine the outcome. So you're basically saying that the US is so vulnerable and so weak that anyone can just, with a computer, any average 10-year-old with a laptop can just hack into us and do whatever they want and move outcomes. And they're not even blushing when they're saying this. They're willing to say that the US is weak on the global front in front of everybody. You have to ask yourself, why would you do that? Why would you, even if it was true, why would you admit something like that on a national scale and have it in all the mainstream outlets, have it all over the world that that this happened to you? Why would you cry, you know what I'm saying, on a national stage like a punk, and say so and so took my lunch money? All right. The only answer to that question is because you want to push an agenda. If you can get the people to believe and you can get them to become afraid that the big bad bully Russia hacked our elections, we're vulnerable, then you can get the people to agree to your new Patriot Act, your new Cyber Security Act, your new Take Over the Internet ploy. All right, your false flag of the mother of all electronic false flags. What bigger false flag than to say that Russia hacked our elections, therefore we need to pass this legislation, this bill, to protect us from this fake threat? Then they'll totally take over the internet. They will totally be in control of all electronics. The internet gives them total control over all electronics. Okay? Look at it this way. This is like saying, okay, you are some type of a cell within a human body. Let's say you're a minuscule cell. Your function is very minimum when you look at the grand scale of the complexities and wonders of the human anatomy. But you come up with a plan to become more significant. If you could just control a major organ, wouldn't that be something? Well, you make a decision. If I can demonstrate that the brain is vulnerable and I can gain control of the brain and get everyone to agree that I'm the man for the job, then if I can control the brain, I can control the whole body before the nervous system runs through the brain. Voluntary and involuntary bodily functions run through that brain. Therefore, if you take over the brain, now you control the entire body. Likewise with the internet, if you could control the internet, you can control the entire electrical grid and everything else that is attached to electronics. It's not just the internet, it's everything that is attached to the internet. All right? The internet is the spider. All the electronic processes is the web. And everything is attached to and runs through the spider's web. That's why we have smartphones, smart TVs. Anything with the word smart in it is analogous to saying web. You're attaching more and more things to the web. More and more things are dependent upon the web, gathering and pulling data and information from the web. GPS makes use of the web. All those satellites in the sky, the eye in the sky, is your internet. So, therefore, it's the brain. They want to control the brain. They will control the brain. That is the end game. So, is ticker symbol HACK telling us that Pinky in the Brain is in charge or is about to be in charge? Will they terrify people and bring down the web? You do realize that bringing down the web is more of a frightening event than a nuke going off in a major city. If a nuke goes off in a major city, XYZ city, fill in the blank. Yes, it will be frightening and scary. Yes, it will be catastrophic. But it wouldn't affect you if it's not your city, right? And if you have no friends and loved ones in that city, you'd be like, who cares? You say, oh, that was so sad. Oh, that was so sad. Oh, you grieve. Oh, we cry. We make up songs. All right. The actors come together. The musicians come together. Kumbaya. Can't we all get along? Right? And then life would go on. When 9/11 happened, it was devastating. And the ripple effects lasted for quite a while. But people moved on, life moved on, and for the most part, the world wasn't affected. Just New York, United States, right? Well, there's something deadlier than a nuke. There is something more powerful, more frightening, more scary than a nuke exploding in the air. And do you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? The thing that is a million times more powerful than a nuke, the thing that would affect every man, woman, and child under the sound of my voice is none other than the loss of your internet. Getting that fatal error code when you try to access a web page. Oh, yeah. People would lose their minds if they couldn't get on the Snapchat and Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and all the other things out there. Are you kidding me? See, that would reach out and touch everybody. You can't access the internet. Oh, yeah. That's a scary proposition right there. So is Hack telling us that one day soon we will all lose our ability to access the internet for some time? Is there going to be a banking holiday, so to speak, with the internet? An internet holiday? Hack is frightening right now. And it's and there's a question to be answered here. When you look at these stocks starting to go up, when you see your uranium stock starting to move after they were in a massive downtrend with no momentum whatsoever, but because we hear about a meltdown situation or whatever happening in the state of Washington with that nuclear power plant, something about the tunnel collapsing and it was carrying all this toxic waste. All right, we have all these situations occurring. What in the world is going on? It makes you have to ask that question. Now, we don't mind making some money on this hack, but at what cost? What is it telling us? What's going on, folks? That's all I'm saying. Keep your eyes and ears open. All right, so that's it for our end of day report / pre-market post scan. We killed two birds with one stone. And like I said, I've been very, very, very busy. I've been in the lab. I've been doing so much. So I've not had time to do what I like to normally do. And my bad. All right, so I do appreciate everyone attending. Your attendance is much appreciated. Trading room, if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and put those in, and we'll knock those out for you. YouTube, sorry, everything was last minute today, so couldn't really get the word out, so to speak, like I wanted to. Just busy, man. There's so much going on. Life, what can I say? All right. With that said, man, peace out. Everybody have a great day. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back to the greedy markets. And remember, postwavetrading.com. Come on and take the study course. Get some training under your belt, learn how to trade these markets, get access to the post-wave price triggers so that you can know when it's coming and how to take advantage of it so that you can hedge your physical portfolios of gold and silver and all that good stuff. Come on over, learn what it is that the central banks don't want you to know. And with that said, peace.